Okay, I'm going to seal up that wood. I've ground around it and I've got the supplies ready. So I'm just going to mix up the polyester and I'll show you how I just tab it in. I call it tabbing. You're just pushing it in with the brush instead of using a roller, and it'll push out the air bubbles. I've got everything already set up over here, so measured out. So now I got to put my catalyst in. Okay, I just added that. That's MEKP, which is methyl ethyl ketone peroxide, something like that. Then you stir it. You want to make sure you stir it for a good minute. That way everything cures properly. I haven't had any knots set up, but this is easier to do this than it is to grind out some stuff that sits up too quick. Okay, let me drizzle what's on the paint stick off there. Okay, here goes. Use your chip brush, dip it in and hold it over the part or over the area. And with wood, you want to make sure you saturate it good, because wood draws the fiberglass, the polyester. And if it draws it out of the mat or cloth, then you'll have a dry joint. And then it'll laminate and come apart and it will fail. So I think extra is better. They say it gets brittle, but I've never had a repair to fail or anything, or from becoming brittle. Okay, so now that that's wet, we'll take your material, drop it on there. And go ahead and set the other one on there too. Now wet that out. I just drizzle extra on there and that kind of holds it down. And then you push down with your brush, you're pushing it down into the material that you already pre-wet the area out with. And that'll hold it, because if you drag it, all you're gonna do is drag your material around and you're gonna hate life. But if you see the white is dry joint, and then it'll turn clear or transparent, translucent, whatever you want to call it, as it absorbs the polyester. And I find it easier to push the material than to drag it. If you drag it, it seems like it comes apart, but if you push it with the brush, you can kind of push it around a little bit. And that's pretty good right there. Okay, set that brush down. I'm just putting some extra here. This is the back. If this boat goes fast enough, this is where all the weight will be on top of this, because it's your riding surface. So, I mean, between this, the transom, and this cross seat, it's got a lot of bracing for a small area anyways. And like I said before, I mean, how fast will this thing actually go? And let's see. I'm not really worried about that drain plug area being perfect. I can always run a drill through there to clean it up. So I got some extra resin, so these holes, I'm gonna push it inside those holes and pour it in there. But anywhere that looks like it's if it's white, it's dry. But I put it on these little holes. Let it fill those in. You can see there's holes all over this thing. Somebody drilled in it. But like I said, they were using this for a planter. But that's it. That's how you do a repair slash fiberglass. Main thing is getting waxes and stuff off of it, and if you can get it to the bare fiberglass, because the secondary joint is not as strong as a primary. A primary uses chemical reactions and everything like that, and you get a better bond. Secondary doesn't. Secondary uses mechanical bond. So I think it's polyester is like 600 pounds per square inch, which if you figure the math, it's plenty for what we're doing. But if you want to do this in epoxy, which is a lot more, epoxy is, I think, between 3,000 and 6,000 pounds of pressure per square inch to tear it apart. So, but that's a repair. I hope that came out. The part closest to the hole, I'm looking at the camera now, it's real white, but that's just the light coming through there. It's not a dry joint there. But any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll do the transom later, but I'm gonna put this in the water and use a paddle and paddle it around and see if it's got any holes, see if I even like it. I don't even know if this is big enough because it's a low sider. They're rated at 415 pounds capacity. I weigh 225. You put a motor on there, you put a trolling motor, you put a battery, you know what I mean? You lose that capacity quick. And then when you start adding all those big fish up, you know what I mean? You'd hate to have to throw them big fish back because you don't have the room for them. But stay tuned, and I'm going to test different motors on this. Thanks for watching.